Capital punishment, also known as death penalty, is a government-sanctioned practice whereby a person is killed by the state as a punishment for a crime. The first established death penalty laws date as far back as 18th century BC. In the Code of King Hammurabi of Babylon, which codified the death penalty for 25 different crimes. You could get punished for even the smallest things too. If you stole grapes, you would be executed. Hanging was the most normal in Britain at the time. William the Conqueror said that no one was to be hanged unless they committed a crime in war times. This trend didn't last long and they quit it before the 16th century started. An example of which countries who have death penalty today is India, Japan, and Afghanistan. If you married yourself to a Jewish person, you would be executed. The law regarding death penalty is different from colony to colony. The Massachusetts' first death penalty was in 1630. Today they use methods such as hanging and lethal injection. In the old days of death penalties, there were several ways to execute someone who has done a crime. This includes crucifixion, drowning, beat to death, burning alive, and impalement. There are both pros and cons to death penalty. Some pros is that the society feel better knowing that the murderer is dead and can't do them any more harm. The cons is the murderer can't prove himself to be good. He can't get another chance. The family of the murderer may be really sad. Some of the murderer's loved ones may get emotionally unstable in knowing that he may not deserve this. The society reacts very differently to death penalties. Some are all for it, some are totally against it, and some are in the middle. I think death penalty only should be allowed when the prisoner has proven themselves that they can't change. In the Bible, many important people have killed but got a second chance. This is fair both to the killer and his or her family and the society. I think one that's not killed before is more likely to do a homicide than someone who's done it before. Someone who's experienced the feeling of regret. Ask questions to decide if him or her is ready to parole. If they show signs of no regret, no emotion, or no sympathy, then that person should not be allowed to parole. This means that I'm in the middle of the ontology and utilitarianism. No human deserves to die. If we're absolutely sure that person isn't capable of rehabilitating, it's not right, but he should die.